Hey my friends, I'm back with another video. Back. I gotta say thank you again if you've subscribed to my channel and you're liking, commenting, messaging on Instagram, sharing the stories. You guys have my heart. I am incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you. Okay, today we're going to jump in and I'm going to share Shawna Clingerman's new set. Shawna Clingerman, if you don't know, is an artist for Illustrated Faith. She is my pink-haired fairy, beautiful, encouraging friend. She's quite accomplished. She has done sets for many different companies. She does classes. She does fearless art. If you do not follow her, go follow her on Instagram. She's phenomenal. So her set for November is called Gratitude Essentials 2.0. It has my favorite black and white florals. Then she added in the colors of the Gratitude Documented kit. And, oh, that's, okay, so just so you know, I print this set. I'm going to use a lot, I already know. So I printed it in sticker paper, white sticker paper, clear sticker paper. So there's 2 sheets of this type of ephemera, the florals and the sayings, and then she does her little cards. I believe these are 2.5 by 2.5 cards. Again, I did this one on cardstock and one on white sticker paper, and then she has numbers, which would be fantastic with the 30 Days of Gratitude Documented, which I'm going to be using, and then she has a vintage ephemera set. Fabulous. And then she has 3 pieces of paper, which I am going to be doing a paper crafting video. I am going to be making a journal from scratch, showing you how to do that. And I'm also going to be showing you how to make pockets. Those have been requested. I hear you and I will do it. So I wanted to share why I'm doing the set, why I'm doing it this way. I'm going to take her words and her sayings and take them apart and make up some of my own. And I thought it would be neat to share how I started doing this. So this is the 100 Days of Grace and Gratitude that Shawna Noel wrote for Dayspring. So Dayspring and Illustrated Faith used to be like a combo. And this was my first project. This book was my first project. If you scroll all the way back to like the very beginning of my Instagram, you're going to find this picture. This was the very first picture, the very first thing I ever did. And at this time, these little words right here, if you can see them, they were on a sheet and it was called Wordfetti. It was free to anyone who got the book, or it could have been free. It was just free for Illustrated Faith that month. And I thought the Wordfetti, you were supposed to make words and sentences out of it, but it was just there to go along with the days. But I thought you were supposed to make like little paragraphs. So on this one, I took these 5 little words here and I wrote, I am so thankful for a new day, fresh starts that allow me to begin again with a clean slate. I don't know. And I didn't have much at the time, but I did purchase one of Shawna's sets, which is this beautiful little floral. And you can tell like I was a very beginner because I didn't even like rub in my sticker paper. Now I rub that all in. But anyways, Dayspring ended up putting this on their page to introduce this book. And it also ended up on Pinterest as an advertisement. So I've kind of stuck with this whole wording thing, but in a little bit different way. So this is in this book. And then I also do, and this is something I started this year. This is an old Happy Planner cover. I don't think you can even get it anymore. But I started this year doing word phrases. So again, here's another Shawna Clingerman set. And I took apart the words and I wrote, God can, and these are my stickers, God can do more than you can imagine. So I added in some of my stickers, used her ephemera, and this represents May. And then I also have, this was the very first one I did for this year, and I took, at this time I was creating for 4 different gals, and I took Retro Hip Mama, Andrea's God Goals, and I took the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, took Becca Bonneville's Seek Him, Shawna Clingerman's Abide, Brave Little Taylor's Next Spirit, and then back to Becca's Focus. And I've made this about God goals. So the goal of each set was seek Him, abide in Him, become a next spirit, and focus. And I've kind of just run with that. And I really love doing these pages. they're just for fun. I don't really know if anyone else does this. If they do, that's awesome. I haven't seen it, but I enjoy this very much. So I have done, so that's it for this. And then I'll just show a couple more and we'll get into how we're going to do this. This is another little TN type journal that I have. I did another Shawna Clingerman page. This was from October. This was based on mental health. And I took apart all the words. So anything in black is hers. So, child of God, you are loved, brave, and not alone. Hold on, keep fighting. Jesus is right there with you in your waiting. He will give you strength and courage and hope in dry places. And I based it on Psalm 34, 17 through 19. Hope is coming. It is worth the fight. And people really love this. I really loved this. I love the colors. I love the bold text, and turned out cool. And then I also did that same month a set for Becca Bonneville, and she did like this little cooking theme. And so I took it and pieced it together. And so I used a touch of sweet, mix in joy, a drizzle of hope, combine faith and patience, sprinkle with goodness, a pinch of knowledge, a dash of love, and you have God's recipe for a good life. So I think it's a really fun way to use some of the sets if you're not using them in your Bible. It's a journaling process, and I always base it on a verse. So I probably meditated on the verse and then kind of went into what God would think about this, how I think about it, what would be creative, etc. And then you may have seen these in my Word Nerd, which I never did a Word Nerd flip through. I probably should have, but I didn't. Again, here's another Shawna Clingerman set. So like I was saying, she has a style. I really like that. And I used the numbers, but they don't really go exactly with the words. It's like 7 different things. So teach me and lead me as I study, learn, and ponder and pray your words. So it could have just been teach me and lead me as I study, learn, ponder, and pray your words. Help me to remember scriptures so they will be written on my heart as I study Word Nerd this year. And then amen. And I just really like it. I think it's cool. It's kind of something neat to look through, especially when you do like a whole book. And then this one, I took Becca Bonneville's. She does these statements, and I think it's stamped in faith is what she calls it. And I just kind of took them apart. So same type of thing. I came up with something I wanted to say, and I did it. And this one says, all things are possible when we put on the full armor of God, stand firm in our faith, and rejoice in the Lord. And then I just coupled it with some printables from Brave Little Taylor and some from Shawna. And just like a hint, I guess, on this, depending on what type of journal I'm working in, Bible, book, whatever, will determine what type of paper I'm going to use. I prefer to use clear sticker paper when it's on graph because I can see it and I like it that way. This has a light peach graph. I'm not sure if you can see that. In other pages, I'll use white sticker paper if I want it to be more bold. This is something I'm going to go through in a video down the road because I get a lot of people questioning how I make certain things stand out, and it's really a matter of what papers I choose. So now let's get into this. I'm going to think up a little saying and then do some fussy cutting, and I will be right back with you, okay? Okay, friends, I'm trying out something new here. I'm putting you on fast forward because as I was watching this footage back, it would have been another hour. And let's be real, no one wants to watch a video for an hour. So my hands are going to be talking in the video, maybe not corresponding with what I'm saying, but I will try to get the same point across as to what I was saying in the video. I had fussy cutted all of the words and the sayings out here. And that's what I'm doing is I'm starting to organize them in my notebook. What I do before this is I look over the Bible verses, and in the case with like Shawna's set, she has like 5 or 6 Bible verses to choose from. So I'll look at all of them, and I'll kind of decide what I want to use according to how I'm feeling that day, etc. So For this one, I chose 1 Chronicles chapter 16, 8 through 36. In the Bible, it's David's Song of Praise, and I just thought it was perfect for this time of year. And I'm not going to read it all to you, but I think if you want to do this, that's a great set of verses to use. So if you can tell over there on the right, I have what I want to say written out. And what I'm telling you now with my hands is that I want the wording and the letters to pop off the page. And in order for that to happen, you need to have texture around it. Not so much texture, but color around it. I need to bring in something that is going to make everything pop. And that's what I'm going to do with the black and white florals, leaves, and butterfly, which I'm not sure if I use the butterfly, but that's what I'm going to do with this collection. So I'm going to be getting ready here to stick these down, but as I'm looking at the florals, and this is something that if you don't do this, once you get a digital set, you can do anything you want with it. For the longest time, I used digitals exactly how they came. I didn't want to offend the artist in any way, and I just thought that's what you were supposed to do. But here's the thing. Once they're in your hands, they're yours. And whoever created them, they want to see your creative ideas behind it. So take them apart. And what I mean by take them apart is cut them apart. Cut out the flowers, cut out the leaves, and do what you want. So now I am doing the sticker part, the laying it down. And I talked to you about this in the beginning of the video. I choose clear stickers depending on what I'm working in. In this case, the clear stickers are going to show up very nicely because this is a bright white paper. And I'm not going to be overlapping anything except for the Bible verse. So this is just a matter of lining things up and making it look the way you want it to look. So it's a little bit of a process. This is probably the most time consuming because you want it to be as nice as it can be, or you can have it wonky. I am literally a recovering perfectionist. There's many of these pages I never posted because I didn't think that they were good enough. And looking back on it, it wasn't about whether they were good enough. It was about the time that I spent with God, like reviewing the verses over in my head, or reviewing what I wanted to say over in my head, or listening to the worship music. So don't be so hard on yourself. I'm learning to not be so hard on myself, and you're just going to be happier like altogether. So as you'll see here, I'm taking a pencil and writing in what I want to say in between the words and the verses. And I do pencil because, I want to have that in the spots that I want, and then I'll come back in and do it in pen because it's going to be permanent. So this is a long process, and I'm probably going to, I think I'm going to trim this because I think this is going to end up being too long and kind of get you guys to the end. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got all the wording down, and now I'm going to go in and do my own writing in the spots that I had the pencil. So that's what you'll see here next. I use a micron pen or a Tombow writing pen. In these pages, this is a nice thick page, so they won't bleed through the other side. And it just depends on if I'm going to do handwriting or lettering, or depends on what type of writing. So that's what I'm going to be doing here for the next few minutes, and I will bring you back in when I'm done. Okay, so here the writing is done, and what I'm showing you is that the only piece on this journaling page that needs to have a background or be on cardstock or white sticker paper is the Bible verse. It's the only piece that I am overlapping. So what I'm doing here is I had printed all of this on clear sticker paper, and I'm just putting this now on white sticker paper so I can cut it out and put it on top of that floral. And from there, I'm just going to be adding the florals in all around the page. I will cut them apart. I will let some of them hang off the page. I will let some of them hang over the page and fold over the page, because I leave a blank page between every single one, almost like an interleaved in a sense, so I can go in and do my journaling. And that little black bucket thing right there, or tray, is upcycled. It had like meat in it from, not meat, it was packaged meat in a plastic bag that we took out, and this little tray is perfect. So you know, you don't have to have everything super nice, just upcycle what you have. And so here I'm going to lay out the flowers like I said, and then I'll be back to kind of show you the end result. Okay, here I have a few flowers, flower bundles already laid down, and I just wanted to stop and show you this one little part. This is what I was talking about going in and cutting up the digitals. I'm cutting this flower out of this cluster because I want to put it in the middle of my page. So again, one of the things I really enjoy doing is being able to take someone's set and using it how I like it. And I promise, again, the artists, they're just going to think it's really neat what you do, and you're not offending anybody. I personally get to create for 7 different ladies, and each one of them has a different style and technique, and they are just happy that you're creating with their stuff. Okay, so I cut out a little bit here. What I did was I like to wrap a line around my journaling pages, as you can see, and I'll throw in some dots at the end. Something I've done my whole life. I used to do my envelopes like this. And as you can tell here, now I've brought in some more of the black and white. I've put leaves wrapping around the 2 corners, and now I'm cutting leaves just to give some more color to the page, and it's turning out pretty good. I am very happy with it, and the next step will be date stamping it and getting some photos. Okay, as you watch me date stamp this and just kind of review my punctuation and stuff, I'll read to you what it says in case you can't read it. It says, "Today I'm so very thankful, grateful, and blessed for the many simple joys and blessings gratitude documented brings. It's the little things in this life that remind me to be thankful for our God and to fall in love with the life I have." And this is something I believe wholeheartedly, is just to be grateful for everything we have. And there's so much beauty and gratitude and love that's happening in this community right now. Obviously with Illustrated Faith, with Project Grateful and Gratitude Documented, but there's also a lot of other teams and artists that have products out that are doing the same thing. And I'm looking forward to sharing about some of the other teams that I'm on and doing process videos for them. I'm also looking forward to sharing how I study my Bible and various Bibles I use, because that's something that you don't see on Instagram. And I'm just looking forward to continuing this process. So if you made it this far, bless you.